the process of getting fullbacks, tight ends, dividing that again, and who you got in the portal with guys like Edenfield and Josiah Johnson. How do you feel about that?
Well, they've worked hard. I like where they're at. Josiah's come in here and worked hard. He's 23 pounds heavier than when he walked in here in January. I would guess he'll gain another 12 to 15 prior to August. Edenfield's already a big guy. Two different type of players, a little bit like Jarwin and Veach, from the standpoint of we need those type of players in our offensive system now so we can rush the ball better. It's not a secret. And so we understood where we were deficient. Had nothing to do with the personnel we had, but those guys weren't recruited here for what we feel like we need to get accomplished in order to be able to rush the football better.
Mike, there was some talk this offseason about some schematic changes on kind of the run game. What does that kind of look like in the spring?
Oh, I think we didn't run the ball good enough for 2 years. So, I mean, that's really I don't know that if people run counters, they run zones, they run pole play, they run power, they run speed option. We didn't run it very good. So, as Robert mentioned earlier, it's no secret, we went out and picked up what would be traditional tight ends, and we feel like that can help us in the running game. So it's not so much what the schemes are, because pretty much all of us do the same thing. It's how well we can execute it, the players that are executing it, and how well we get it coached up. And I think the tight end will help us do some of that. That's really the truth of what we're trying to accomplish in the running game. There's not any secrets.
Mike, going back to the run game, what have you seen from the offensive line, and do you like how it looks going into spring?
They've had a good offseason, and you guys know this last year. We were hurt last spring. We had 19 guys on the bikes over there. That's an exaggeration. There was a waiting line for the bikes over there like Planet Fitness. And we don't have anybody this year. That hurt us last spring. The majority of our offensive line did not practice last spring. And whether we like it or not, that hurt us. So we're further ahead just from that standpoint. We have a legitimate 3.5 deep at every position. One thing the portal's done is allowed us to be 3.5 deep out here in practice. We're going to rotate guys through. Just like quarterbacks. Bowman will work with the 1s and 2s and 3s. And Rangel will work 1s and 2s and 3s. And Gunner will work 1s and 2s and 3s. And we'll bring Zane along. I don't know where he'll be, but whatever he can get accomplished, it'll be more difficult. But all the positions, we have that luxury this spring.
Kind of on that same note, what have you seen from Jaden and Ollie's development this offseason?
They're bigger and stronger and faster, and mentally, we got a lot out of Ollie last year being a true freshman. That's a difficult role for a young man to play, specifically running back, take a lot of hits. And we saw signs of him doing really good things, and then there's also signs of fatigue. The fatigue should shorten and lessen this year based on his maturity and strength. Same thing with Jaden.
When you look at the youth of the running back, what do you get from a guy like Collins?
He's kind of like Bowman. Experience, played at Michigan State, a physical league, played in the eye, quarterback under center stump, going to run the ball inside, going to get banged around, had success, great attitude, wanted to be here. That was part of the portal's so crazy now, it's hard to really get your arms around it, but we tried to bring in players we thought that wanted to be here, that weren't coming here out of desperation. And he was one of those guys that really wanted to be here. It's going to help him. Yeah, I mean, he's at an advantage that he's had a lot of experience in running between the tackles and getting beat up on. It's an advantage for him.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.